I had a bit.
And we're back.
I had
Oh,
a bit that I wanted to do, and I forgot what it was. There was setup for it, and I totally forgot to do it because I was so excited that you got a new microphone.
I've got a new microphone. Hello, welcome back to the potty.
Listen to that
Potty?
sweet potty.
Yeah,
Is that where we go to the potty?
no, Poddy,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
in
Well,
potty
you making fun
cast.
of me at my Irish heritage again? Is that how this is working?
You're Irish? I thought you were German.
I'm a lot of things. All right.
Oh yeah, you're
Not
just
all
white. I
white
forgot.
people are the same.
Yeah. Tell that to ancestry.
I
You
would,
all
but
came
I'm
from
not
the
about to send
Caucasus
my DNA into
Mountains.
the internet to let them, clone me and replace me
That's
down the
weak
line.
sauce.
Weak sauce.
Weak sauce.
Well, I put weak
You
sauce
could
on my
live on forever
fries.
as a
All
clone.
right.
You wouldn't even know.
Well, that's true. Technically,
But okay, but like, if they were to clone you, it wouldn't
right?
be a carbon copy of you. It would just look like you, unless it had all of your memories.
Well, yeah, that would depend. I mean, it wouldn't have my memories, I assume, because I don't think memories are genetic. They're more
hmm
like electrical impulses in the brain. So unless they could duplicate all of my electrical impulses, which would mean they would have to get like a scan of my brain now.
Yeah, all your little brain wrinkles.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they would turn out differently than me because they wouldn't have the same experience as I would.
Yeah,
But then again, they would be getting DNA of me right now. So if I did it now, what do you have to do? Is it a semen sample? Especially the toenails?
I think it's. It might just be a blood sample. Maybe. Hold on.
Oh, good lord. I have not looked into this at all.
I'll
I have
go to
family members that did this, and I didn't think
ancestry.
about what they actually sent in. It's probably blood, right? Semen wouldn't make any sense.
Microarray of DNA. Saliva sample.
What? They can
Yeah,
determine it off of just that?
I feel like that's not as accurate as blood, though.
I would
Because like,
agree.
oh, cool. Because okay, what if you had just been swapping spit with somebody, right? And then you
Okay.
do this. Now you have both your spit and their spit inside of it.
Probably a bad idea. You probably just wouldn't do it at that point.
See, I
Going
would do
straight
it
from a
just to
hard makeout session straight to mouth swab into DNA test?
think about it like this. Is like you're really nervous, and your future wife or somebody is like, it's okay, don't worry, you got this, and they give you a smooch, a smoochy smooch. Now their DNA is inside your mouth.
Yeah, the results were a little bit skewed because I did have my lady spit in my mouth immediately before I got the swab done.
hmm
Threw it a little bit off,
You're gonna tell them that though? That's embarrassing.
Well, when they come back to you with, "Hey, we could not figure out your results," you're like one part. You're all over the world. You're nothing from anywhere because you're everything. You go, yeah. I mean, it would make sense. It would make a lot
Yeah,
of
you're
sense.
part Native American. There's a little bit of African in there. I feel like that's not right. Now that's what we got, man. I'm sorry, because like, and then like one of your siblings do it, and they get just all European.
Yeah, they're like, "What happened here? What happened?" And then you have to tell them,
Actually,
"Yeah, she spit in my mouth. I don't know what to tell you.
if two
It was an
siblings with
intense
the
night."
same parents did
Hmm.
it, would they get the exact same results?
I think that would be, yeah, theoretically, because you're the same point. You're the same data point, just slightly to
Yeah.
the left or right of, you know, of what would be my data point if I was if I had my brothers do it.
Hmm. Let's see. Hold on. It says apparently siblings only share about half of their DNA with one another. That's
Well,
weird.
yeah, because
Oh, that makes
technically
sense.
I'm
Because you're
50% of my dad and 50% of my mom, but
But
then
the
there's
50% is
also
different for each of you.
yes.
Okay.
So there's 50% of yeah.
I also saw this thing that whenever a baby is born, they leave some of their DNA inside of their mom's womb. So if there's another sibling, there's another child that ends up, if the mom gets pregnant again, they have some of the older siblings' DNA.
Huh.
So you're
Well,
basically passing on a legacy to your younger siblings.
I see. So I'm slightly my older brother, and my younger brother is slightly me.
I think it's slightly both of you.
But yes,
Unless you took
yeah.
all of his
Oh yeah,
DNA
I
that was
just
left, and
swept it all out. I was
yeah,
a big
you
baby.
just
I
scraped it
swept
out.
it all out of the way.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. I
speaking of
have.
sending things into the internet, we were
Hmm.
talking earlier this week about something that I found very fascinating, and I've actually found to be quite true because I do a lot of googling, and I assume you do as well. I mean, we do it all the
No
time
proof
when
of
we're
that.
talking about it on the podcast. A lot of people do a lot of googling, you know. And in the early days of the internet, it was sort of, like a wild west. There were a lot of message boards. I mean, that was mainly what the internet was. It was just
Hmm.
message boards, people's private sites, or, like custom blogs that they had just set up because they could. And they were just writing stuff about what interested them and, various other things. And
I have a
corporate
little bit
entities
of
got,
experience about that.
yeah, corporate entities got a little bit involved. They started making, you started seeing Nike.com. I don't know what it is about Nike. There's got to be something in this room that keeps reminding me of Nike. That's my go-to every time. Okay,
It
all right.
is your go-to. Get a life. We're not getting sponsored by them. You already ruined that.
I did. I should have picked a different. What's something else? This can't be a shoe brand. I looked down at my shoe immediately. Okay, Sonic the Head. Who makes Sonic the
Hanes.
Hedgehog?
Oh, Sega.
Sega. That's right. That's right. I see Sega over there. So Sega, right, made their own website to promote their own stuff. Then they started
Hmm.
selling ads, and then somewhere along the way, it was a very slow and gradual process because now there's this prevailing theory. I think it came around like in 2000, maybe 11. That's when I
Hmm.
I think I remember hearing about it. Is this thing called the dead internet theory? And what the
Okay.
dead internet theory posits is that most of the content, like 85% up of the internet, is generated by artificial intelligence for other artificial intelligence,
Hmm.
and it's populating itself and creating like it's making the internet bigger and bigger, which is something that they just recently rolled out this new feature on Google. I think it's on Google,
Hmm.
where I ask a question, right? Let me look at this last question that I asked, okay?
Okay.
Oh, well, it was actually a technical question about a blue screen of death that just happened to me a little while ago. It was a bug coded by the USB driver, right? So I looked it up, and the first thing that I noticed that popped up is it's a new feature. It's the AI overview. This is an
Oh.
aggregate of data online that the AI churns out. I mean, it's basically what ChatGPT is doing, where it's
Hmm.
it's parsing threads and then collecting the information and presenting it to me in a handy dandy way, right at the top of my screen. There is no person involved in this. I mean, I guess there was when they originally wrote it,
But not anymore.
but not anymore. Like, in order to actually find, if you Google anything, the first 15 results are going to be sponsored content or
Yeah.
literally AI generated. I read, like, it's okay. Say, for example, I read something about, like the stock market, right? How on earth? I've been reading some of these things that these people are putting on there, doing research for this. It's a little bit unnerving because a lot of the language starts to sound exactly the same.
Hmm.
And I've hit this barrier where I can't tell if a real person wrote this article or
Hmm.
if an AI wrote this article and a human edited it or if it was
Yeah.
entirely AI.
Yeah, that is the unfortunate, scary future of the world.
It's not the future, man. It's right now. It was
Oh.
2011.
Oh.
We're a long time past when they were like, "Hey, I think the internet is slowly becoming a cesspit of generated content that has nothing to do with humans, has no real barrier to entry, and is not for anybody."
Hmm.
And now, so much longer than that, now we have fully just everything's AI generated. It's freaking me out.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the world. This is not what they talked about in Back to the Future.
No, no. Back to the Future, they didn't have anything. Like, I don't even think they thought about AI.
Mm-mm. But I've watched enough AI apocalypse movies to know that this was coming.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. They have been doing a lot of that recently.
Not even recently, like even back in like the early 2000s, like
They
I
did have,
Robot,
yeah,
Eagle
like they had an
Eye.
artificial intelligence back in the 1980s when, what was that, Aliens? Alien?
I think so, yeah.
I think it was Alien. Yeah. Hal? Which one was Hal from?
I don't remember.
He was technically an AI. Or she. or It. I don't even remember what it was. It's been a while since I've seen that movie.
Yeah.
And speaking of movies,
Oh boy. Yeah, let me go ahead and mark
segue
this
right into
clip.
the
We're
next
done.
topic. I'm so good at this. I'm getting better and better. You don't even need to be here. I can just talk to myself this whole time. Okay, are you aware? Are you aware?
What?
Let me posit this. It's a softball question. Do you know
All
who
right.
James Bond is?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I'd like to
Good.
think
We
so.
have shared ground there. I can now launch into my
You piece
James
of.
Bond speech.
All
So
right, go off. I
there
guess.
are a lot of James Bond movies.
Correct. There's what?
How many James Bond movies would you say you think there are?
I think there's 9, 8 or 9 is my guess.
Oh, you not even close.
Are you serious?
Not even close. There are 27 productions.
Are you serious? Is
Yes.
this are these just are there like not like big ones that are came out like straight to video type shit?
I mean, there were two different production companies, but the guys that made it made most of them, or at least the
Oh,
important ones
I only
were
know about
Eon
like
Films.
the yeah. I only know about those or some of the originals. The very first one came out in 1962. That makes a
Yes,
lot
it
of
did.
sense.
Yes, it did.
And they came out quite frequently. Holy cow.
Well, the first, so I've started. The reason I bring this up is because I've started watching through them. I have not seen any of the James Bond.
Yeah.
I mean, I obviously I know about them because there's stuff like The Spy Who Loved Me, right? From
Mhm.
1977. It wasn't the original. Like as a Sean Connery fan, unapologetically a Sean Connery fan, he was not in that one. That was Roger Moore. I haven't seen any of the Roger Moore ones, any of the Timothy
Mhm.
Dalton, Pierce Brosnan's, or the Daniel Craig ones that have been coming out recently.
Yeah.
So I've, sort of taken it upon myself to try and catch up on this huge catalog of movies that, I don't know if all of them are, not all of them are bangers, I'm assuming, but they have made
Mhm.
so many that some of them have to be.
Yeah. Can I list off the ones that I've seen or
Sure.
that I probably have seen? So I believe I've seen Doctor No, which is the original one.
Okay.
Uh, I think I've seen Goldfinger. I don't know if I've seen You Only Live Twice. But it sounds familiar. Diamonds Are Forever, specifically because I know my mom would just sing like the theme song for that one.
Okay.
Um, oh, I don't know if I can say this on air, but this one's called Octopussy.
Right. Yeah.
Um, Never Say Never Again, maybe. GoldenEye. I haven't watched that one, but I played the games.
The
And
same. Yes.
then
Same.
I think Quantum of Solace was the last one that I saw.
You're really just all over the place.
Listen, my mom, she loved like spy movies, a lot of very into sci-fi stuff like that. And so like she just had some of these, but she didn't have like the whole collection kind of thing for like a lot of franchises.
Well, there were 27 of them.
Yeah,
It's understandable.
well,
There'd be a whole shelf in the house of just James Bond movies.
yeah. But anyways, continue.
Well, yeah, I've been trying to watch through them, and this obviously kind of started with my wanting to watch through the Mission Impossible series, which I got
Mm-hmm.
halfway through, and now have paused because I wanted to go back and watch some James Bond stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because James Bond kind of, I don't know if they were the ones that started this. Obviously, they were based on books. Um, some guy
They
named Fleming,
were?
Ian Fleming. Yeah. Well, James Bond, according to Wikipedia, James Bond is a fictional character created by British novelist Ian Fleming in 1953. So he
Mm.
wrote this dude, and then 10 years later, they made movies about him,
Mm-hmm.
starring none other than the incomparable Sean Connery. And I have to say, these movies are very cheesy. They're very, like, campy and classic.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, this was the peak. This was golden Hollywood era when they were just churning out movies back to back. But there are some moments in these movies that I just go like, how did they ever get away with these things? As much as I enjoy Sean Connery, and as much as I enjoy like the character of James Bond and all the wacky adventures he gets to go on, I kept every single woman in these movies. It's so
Uh-huh.
they're so well. Okay, to be fair, I've seen two. I've seen two movies so far. Doctor No and From Russia with Love. They're just so unbelievably ditzy
I
and
mean,
just it's incredible. Like they have no purpose outside of. I mean, the whole plot of From Russia with Love is that this woman saw a picture of James Bond and fell in love with him.
listen, welcome to the 60s. That's
Apparently, the
that's how they were all portrayed.
to be fair, From Russia with Love also featured a female villain, but I
Mm,
think they
progressive.
intentionally made her horrifically ugly,
Oh,
like did
maybe.
just really bad makeup and all this stuff. She up and all the way through the movie. I think she was no, she wasn't a Nazi. She kind of like had Nazi regalia, but she wasn't associated with. I mean, she was like a special operative, so obviously just had the basic kind of
Mm,
fascist thing going on.
okay, okay.
And the whole first half of the movie is her in this costume doing her own thing, and then at the very end of the movie, she comes back in looking like a completely different person because she looks normal. She doesn't have any of the weird stuff going on. Her hair is normal. Her makeup is normal, and I was like, oh, there's a maid. I was like, that maid kind of looks vaguely familiar, and then she tries to steal the MacGuffin, and then they discover that it's her, and I was like, oh, yeah, she looks like a normal person here. They had to go, like, above and beyond to make this normal, like, perfectly normal woman look like a crazy person. It was amazing. From Doctor No, I
Mhm.
don't remember too much about that. Nothing about that stuck out to me too much.
Okay.
But From Russia with Love was crazy because it started off with just, like, a chess scene, totally unrelated to anything that happens in the movie. I mean, I guess it sets up the dude, like, the not the main villain, but the main villain's high henchman. And it's just a giant chess themed room
Yeah.
full of people watching these two guys play chess. I don't know. It was just, it was crazy. For them to put that much effort into a set that did nothing really, they could have easily had two people playing chess and explained it like that. But they had this wild, I don't know, man. It was bizarre to look at.
Mhm.
But from the moment it started, I was giddy because I was just looking at the sets going, "This is amazing. This is amazing." You never see sets like these. Not in the modern day. I mean, I guess what, 60 years ago, they could get away with a lot more stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I don't know. I feel like back in the day, they had to be a lot more creative,
Yeah, yeah.
with their storytelling because they had a lot less to work with, but also they had to put it in a way to keep you locked in while you're watching and not being like, "What is this even? What's even going on? What is this movie about?"
True. They did have a lot less CGI, I guess would be the word for it.
Yeah.
A lot less production, not production value, because they were clearly just dumping money into the sets.
Oh yeah. And like this was, I don't know what other big movies were coming out at this time, but like actually,
Well, we have the internet right at our fingertips.
I don't know.
1963 movies.
The AI is
I
doing
know
its
at this
thing.
time they were reusing a lot of sets, but a lot of them are
Let's see.
also, cowboy films. So if you, or like Western films, I should say. And so if
Hmm.
you shoot a Western film, you could just turn around and reuse that set on another Western film, dress it up a
These are
little bit
all
differently. And then there's not a
movies
lot
I
of,
don't even know. But yeah,
well, a
so the
lot of classic. I
biggest,
mean, Lilies of the Field, that won a lot of awards.
not in '63 though.
Did that not come out in 63? It
The
says it
top
did.
the top 10 in '63, at least according to Wikipedia right now. The number one was Cleopatra. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
followed by How the West Was Won, It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, Tom Jones, Irma Duce, Doce, uh, Son of Flubber, Charade, Bye Bye Birdie, Come Blow Your Horn, Move Over Darlin', and The Great Escape.
Well, I have not seen a lot of those. Those are
Let's
also not on the
see.
list that I'm looking at.
Um,
Ooh,
mine
Jason. Wait,
just opened
Jason and the
up.
Argonauts came out this year?
That came out that year? Oh, that's a good one.
That's amazing.
Oh, those are just popular films. Okay, hold on.
Either way, it could be that they were reusing. I mean, I couldn't imagine them
Oh yeah,
reusing
there's Doctor No.
that chess set. Well, that
Yeah,
was 62. Oh wait, are you talking about From Russia with Love or Doctor No?
Doctor No came out in '63 apparently.
I think.
I don't know. I'm getting a
Maybe it
lot of
did.
different
Yeah,
answers here,
I don't know. The
but
first, I think, four Doctor No, From Russia with Love, Goldfinger, and Thunderball, I think, are
they came out a
all
year
one.
with each other, didn't
Yes,
they?
yes. I think
Hmm.
they were just shooting those back to back to back to back to back. Even
Mm.
in From Russia with Love, maybe it was at the end of Doctor No. I don't remember now. But From Russia with Love, they had a little thingy that was like, it was like the end, and then it
Mm.
started scrolling up to the credits, and it went, actually, not the end. He will be back. James Bond will return in Goldfinger. And I went, oh, that's really cool. They're doing it. This is where Marvel gets it from. I see.
The
Well,
thieves.
one of the things that confused me most about these two movies that I've seen, and I'm assuming it's going to continue because they shot all four of these back to back, and they're all directed by Terrence Young and a guy named Guy Hamilton for the next one, for
Hmm.
Goldfinger, I should say. They just end.
Hmm.
For example, From Russia with Love, big climactic scene. Spoiler alert for those of you that haven't had the time to watch this 61-year-old movie. There's a big chase scene at the end where everybody's in a boat, or they're in a series of boats, and James Bond manages to escape with his bow by shooting a bunch of oil barrels that explode. We get to witness everybody dying horrible deaths, and
Mm.
then it just fades, and we then are in England. We don't see there's no quirky saying. We don't cut back to the boat and you go, Sean Connery goes like, "Oh yes, they're cooked," and then we
Mhm.
leave. We just witness people going back up, boom, everything explodes. People are on fire. We're watching them burn to death. It's horrible, and
Mhm.
then we're done, and then we're back in like safety. Oh yes, look, and now we're in love again. I don't know. It was bizarre. They skipped so much to just get to the ending. It was crazy because I was watching them escape, and I looked down at the timer, and it was like 2 minutes until the end. Like,
Oh,
how on earth are they going to wrap this movie up with so little time left?
and then they did it. They just did it.
Yeah, they just went, oh yeah, and it's done. I thought it was maybe my theory was that because some of those older movies will front load their
Mhm.
credits. So you already know who's all in it. And then they just kind of end the movie and it's, pretty much done. You
Mhm.
don't need to have that 5 minutes of credits at the end of the movie just to see nothing, right? They
Yeah.
put it at the beginning with some fancy thing going on, which I think is very I always found that annoying as a kid. Weirdly. So it's like, just get to the movie already. I don't want to watch the credits up front.
Mhm.
I want you to get to the movie. And every time that would happen, because when I was a kid, we'd watch a lot of like not even older movies from like the 90s and stuff.
Yeah.
I guess now those would be older movies.
Hmm. Yeah. It is 2024. Unfortunately.
Yeah, speaking of 2024, look at that. Oh, I'm so good at this. Oh man. I have my little list here. Everything
Alright,
just
let me go
follows
ahead
back to
and
back to back.
mark the
24.
clip.
24, right? So I'm assuming you've seen those. Gosh, what do you even call them? They're like yearly recaps people will make, where every month of the year something kind of weird happens, right? And so they'll
Mhm.
mark that down as like the month. I mean, we could look up 2023 internet year, and that might. No, wait. Wow, what do you call them?
2023 was the worst year on record for internet shutdowns.
Internet shutdowns.
What are we looking for? I just
Well,
typed in
I'm
what you
I'm
said.
thinking more like so last year or in 2023, there was like a month where like a boat got stuck in the Suez Canal or whatever, and
Mm.
that like dominated the news cycle for I don't know 2 or 3 weeks. It kind of became this giant meme in internet culture for that whole. Maybe it's
Oh,
internet
yeah.
culture. Let me try internet culture 2023. I just need like I've seen these images. I know I have one saved somewhere, but I couldn't find it. Oh well. Anyway, they like people will make these, right? And kind
Yeah.
of update them as the year is going on. And assumedly there are a couple of them that have happened. You know, we're obviously in the 5th month right now. So
Hmm.
something has happened January, February, all the way up to now. It's somebody has written that down, something crazy has happened. And I kind
Yeah,
of vaguely remember crazy things happening. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head because it seems like a lot.
that was a long time ago too.
But usually when we have this podcast, it's at the end of a week. So we've
Mhm.
sort of gotten a news cycle and something crazy has happened. But I can say that nothing has happened in 2 weeks.
I haven't heard about anything happening either. No.
That's what I'm saying. What's going on? There obviously stuff still happening.
Hmm.
There are things that have started a while back that are still going on,
Correct.
but
Like
nothing
nothing
new.
new.
Yeah, nothing new has happened. I would say in probably 2 weeks. Because I remember last time we recorded, we talked, I don't remember what we talked about. We talked about something, something topical. And now
Let me go check.
I'm looking at my list, right? Of topics that I've been thinking about. And there's just none of them are.
It's just stuff that you just kind of found.
Yeah, it's like normal everyday life for me. I mean, literally, the next thing on my list is about my Friday and about how unbelievable my Friday was.
Oh boy.
But you're feeling the same thing that nothing has happened in like 2 weeks on a global scale. I don't know if we just make this. Is this something that not a newer generation, but like our internet generation kind of gets stuck? You know, we like
Hmm.
to break up the monotony of working
Break up.
an 8-hour shift every day for 5 days, and then it's the weekend, and we're too exhausted to go out and do anything, and so then
It sounds
we
like my
just
life.
rest. That's what I'm saying. And so then we rinse and repeat, and then the next day on Monday we go back to work. So some of
It's
us
terrible.
like live on this. Oh wow, there's a boat
Sh-
stuck in the Suez Canal. Let's make a ton of memes about this, blow it up on the internet, and we're good to go.
Oh boy. Sorry, don't mind me. I can't log into the podcast
Oh,
right now for some
it
reason.
it should be the Spotify login.
I'm trying that.
Yep.
Uh, but it keeps saying we weren't able to log you in. Did you change the password? Are you kicking me out?
No, I did not change the password. They made us
Is it,
update our old one to Spotify.
I
Because
know I'm on Spotify for podcasters,
yeah,
and I go there, and now the information's already there. I hit login, and it says we aren't able to log you in.
well, I didn't change. I logged in.
Wait, did we log in with Google? Is that why?
No, no, we didn't log in with Google. Log in with Spotify. Don't log in with the like pre-filled thing.
I don't know what you're saying to me.
Ah, it's this. Wait, why are we do what? What do you need it in here right now? That's the password. That's the thingy. There you go.
I thought I did that already.
Just interrupting the entire podcast because he can't log in.
Well, this is very important stuff, sir. If I can't do this, it
He's
won't let me log in.
selfish. Well, while you, what do you mean it won't let you log in? Is that because I'm logged in?
I no, because I could do it before. I don't know. Because you go to Spotify for podcasters, and then you just go hit login, and you go to log in with Spotify.
Well,
And this is racist.
that got me in. That's all I'm saying.
What the hell?
Well, if you need to reset it, I guess you can reset it. And
No,
while
it's
you do
fine.
that, while you figure that out, I'm going to tell you about my Friday.
Disgusting.
This is a very John centric, John heavy
When has it not
podcast.
been?
Well, okay.
I never have anything to talk about, to be fair, but god dang.
Well, you're just like the wet noodle that I direct.
Wet noodle. Wow.
Oh, fine. Wet blanket. What do you want to be?
Just
What
call me-
wet
you-
thing
I'm
do you
just a
want to
s-
be?
No, I don't want to be wet at all.
You're a soggy pillow, and I just kind of direct
I'm gonna
Ire.
chuck a rock at your window.
over in that direction. So, okay, you know how a lot of people will shop for groceries in the store.
Correct.
Yeah, it's a pretty universal kind of thing
Usually,
going on.
yeah.
But a lot of people also will get their groceries delivered, you know, for
I've done
whatever
that
reason.
before.
I've done it as well. I actually got a free subscription to like Walmart Plus. Shout out to Walmart Plus because I have been abusing that thing. Free delivery and all this stuff is pretty great. I try not to abuse it too much, but I really enjoy not having to go to the shore and stop to the store and shop
I love
there.
not having to go to the shore too.
Yes, I don't like to go to the shore and stop because I find it helps. Not only does it save time, it also prevents me from impulse buying things.
True.
I don't know what it is because I feel like it's kind of the opposite for some people, where if you're shopping online, you do a lot of impulse buying.
Mhm.
But if I'm in the store, because I haven't been in to actually shop for groceries in maybe a month or 2 months, maybe. And so the last time that I did go into one, which was maybe a week or two ago, I was just walking down the aisles going, I want everything. Literally everything looks awesome. It looks delicious. It looks
That's how they
edible.
get you.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know if I can ever go back into a store.
Hmm.
If I go in there and I go, oh man, look at that thing on, what do you call it, the end of the aisle?
Yeah.
Look at all those
End cap
cookies.
or
The
something?
end cap. Yeah. Maybe that's what it's called. The look at that thing. It's all full of cookies. Oh man, I haven't had this cookie since I was like a kid. But they taste so good. I remember them tasting awesome. Then I get them and it's all over for me.
Mm-hmm.
Versus if I do it online, I now have a saved list of healthy things that I can just go, give me my healthy things again.
Yeah.
Right? I got some protein, I got some fruit, I got some veg. That's pretty much all I need.
Not veg.
And then, I get some like something that will break up the horrible monotony of eating chicken every day.
Mm-hmm. I have that opposite. Not opposite, I guess, but I don't think I. Oh, no, that's a lie. It's weird. I have that issue whenever I go shopping and I'm not hungry. Like, I just ate. And so I'm like, okay, I need to get stuff for this. I need to get stuff for that. Oh, I'm probably going to be hungry. I need to get snacks for this. Oh, blah, 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 blah. But if I go when I'm starving, it's weird because I have that opposite issue. And the opposite issue is, not issue, but the opposite thing is I'll go into the store and I'm like, okay, I'm fucking hungry. I'm freaking hungry. Can we cuss? I don't know.
We have
But
before.
anyway, that's
We're
true.
past the 5-minute mark. I think on YouTube it'll be
Well
okay.
past, yeah. But I'll be like, dang, I'm so hungry right now. What am I in the mood for? Ooh, I need to get some chicken so I can make some, something with the chicken. Ooh, let me get some pasta. I can always get pasta. Oh, I want some cereal. Let's get cereal. But like, I'll get stuff to make meals. Versus when I'm not hungry, I'm thinking about stuff to snack on.
I see, because you're not focused on what you need right now. You're thinking of, hey, in 20, 25, 30 minutes, I'm going to be a little bit snacky. Let's
Exactly.
get some snacks for then and not worry about later. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
That's how. Yeah, it's kind of wild.
Well, the reason I
Anyways.
bring up the shopping online versus ordering and having it delivered is
Mhm.
because I got a request from a family member to go and buy some alcohol, right?
Mhm.
It's all above board, I promise.
Mhm.
Saying that makes it
Mhm.
sound worse than it is.
Oh
But
yeah,
I
absolutely.
decided to go and try to, usually I will go to the store, and get the alcohol there. But this time I decided to try something different because I was like, I really don't want to go in and have to, go over there, get the stuff,
I don't really
go to the checkout,
feel
all this
like it.
stuff. Well, I was thinking I do this through Walmart all the time, where I will order my food and either curbside it or, get it delivered, and then
Yeah.
just, tip the people and I'm good to go. It's like, well, why don't I just do the same thing with these guys? Because they offer it. The
Mhm.
alcohol store, the liquor store that I frequent.
I
Uh,
don't think I think you're full of it right now. I think you're just making up stories to sound cool.
I buy alcohol. We buy drugs. That's exactly what's cool about this.
Oh boy. Okay,
It's about to get
continue.
it's about to get so much more annoying. Yeah, I sound
Okay.
cool now until I bring up the fact that usually, right, I go and get it in person. This time I tried to order online. I don't know what happened, but it flagged the credit card that I tried to use and was like, "Hey, this is fraud.
Oh
Somebody's trying to
no.
buy alcohol on your account." And I went, "Nope, that's me. I'm trying to buy alcohol with my this money. Give me my alcohol, right?"
Mhm.
And so, I was like, okay, couldn't order it. Couldn't order it. I tried again, tried a different card. Same account, but different card. Bam. Once again, fraud alert. And so I got to spend I
Mhm.
started this process at 2 in the afternoon. I did not get off from the fraud department until 4.
Mm. Wait, when did you go there? Or
What do you mean?
when did that whole thing start?
At 2 p.m. I spent 2
God
hours on the phone
dang.
with these guys where they went back through like credit history and was like, "Hey, do you recognize this purchase?" First they had to verify your information. This is
Mhm.
like the first time I've ever had to deal with like a fraud alert directly.
Mhm.
I've seen, I mean, I guess my dad maybe did it back in the day. I really don't remember. It does not happen very often. And what
Mhm.
the most annoying part is they went through it, like through the history, and they're like, yeah, all of these make sense. They're all like local merchants, all of it looks pretty good and above board. Man, why on earth did this system flag that me buying from the same store that I have bought the same thing from like 50 times now? Why on earth
Mhm.
is it suddenly flagging this as fraud? Is it because I tried to buy it online? This is like the first
Probably.
time I'm trying to do this. It is the same store, but I digress. 2 hours into this, finally get off with fraud department, and they're like, okay, you could go ahead and do the purchase now. So I went, great, finally. The hard part is done. So I
Oh,
go
no.
back,
Oh, you silly little man.
I go back to the website and I try it again. And it goes through. And I'm like, oh, thank Jesus. Well, there was a slight hiccup. Is I saw that they offered a case for like 20% off. So
Mhm.
instead of buying the normal amount, I could buy double the amount and it would get less, right? So it's like, oh, well, I'll just do that. And then I don't have to like worry about it the next time. Oh, or the
Correct.
distance between now and the next time I have to do this again is going to be twice as long. Sweet. So I try and do that and they say they don't have it. Okay, fine. But they did have the smaller amount. So I went, okay, fine. I'll just do that. So I get that and I drive over to the store, right? I select curbside because they don't do delivery, but I
Yeah.
select curbside. I was like, this is going to be so fast. I'm going to roll up right at the time, do the texting thing. Like I've ordered food for a curbside, like McDonald's will just bring it out to my car. So I order this thing, right? And I go over there and I park in a little spot that's like, hey, here's pickup. And they're like, text this number, let us know you're here, and we'll bring it out to you in a minute. And so I
Mhm.
text them, right? And me and this other lady pull up at the same time. And we're both sitting in this these parking spots. And
I
I
don't like
see,
where this is going already.
well, well, she texts, right? I text. I'm assuming she texts. And so we sit there. We're sitting there. We're sitting there. Like 5 minutes passes, 10 minutes passes, and she gets out of her car and goes inside. We're both like antsy at this point.
Mhm.
Where we're like, okay, they said this is like our pickup time. We've texted them and all this stuff. I was like, what's going on? What seems to be the problem here? And so
Yeah.
that lady goes inside. And so I go, okay, here's what I'll do. I need to decide at this point if I follow this lady inside or if I just sit out here and wait for her to come out. Then I know that my curbside is actually like, I need to just go in and pick it up because I've already paid for it, but it's maybe just sitting there in like a spot,
Yeah.
that I don't know about and that they have not made any knowledge of to anybody at all. And I never see the lady come back out. I wait another 10 minutes. So at this point, I am 20 minutes into sitting in this curbside parking spot. Normally, when I go inside, get my stuff, and check out, it's maybe 5, 10 minutes. So I have already doubled the amount of time that I am spending at this place trying to do it the faster way.
Mhm.
And I'm sitting there and I'm sitting there and I'm sitting there and I go, okay, all right, maybe I screwed up. Maybe I sent it to the wrong store. All of my stuff looks right, but maybe what I'll do is I'll just go inside and I will get what I usually do. I will go to the checkout, I will buy it, and I will show them my online order and go, I would like this to be canceled because I have just come in to buy it myself.
Yeah.
Sure enough, I buy my stuff and I show the guy my thingy, my receipt, whatever you call it. Yeah. And he goes, oh, you can go and get that over there. And I see there's a little tucked back in the corner of the store, and you can't even see it when you walk in. Tucked back in the corner of the store is a curbside slash pickup area.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh my God, there it is. There it is. That's where my thing is. And so I go over there and I'm looking around, and I have now, I now have 6 units of alcohol. Because they actually did have 6, by the way, which is the
Mm-hmm.
full amount, rather than 3. And so I have bought 6. And I'm looking around and I see, there it is. There's my online order for 3 more
Wait a
sitting
minute,
there waiting for me to pick it up.
John.
Some guy comes over and he's like, "Hey, can I help you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got this. I ordered this. I didn't know what was going on. I've been in a circle of confusion. I'm now into my 3rd hour of trying to do this. I can I was like, I had a moment where should I just refund it? Should I ask you to refund it and put it back? Or should I just take these extra 3 and now I'll have 9?
You have a problem, is what you have.
So I just went, well, I've already paid for it. So I
Yeah.
just picked it up and left with my 9 units. Keep in mind, I was requested to buy 3. I have tripled the amount of alcohol that I have. And so now I just have a stash sitting, waiting for me to do something with it. Or the next time I get requested to go and buy more alcohol, I'll just go, yep, here you go. Bonk, and set it down. And I could do that twice.
What kind of alcohol is it, though?
It was brandy.
Oh, I see.
So
Wow.
to summarize the point here, I spent about 3.5 hours in a circle of hell.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? I was supposed to clock into work at 3. At
What?
so like I got requested, right? Usually I try and work an afternoon shift. I don't really like
Mhm.
working in the morning so much because it really burns me out for the rest of the day. And so
Fair.
I'll work like an afternoon evening shift rather instead. And so I was like, okay, if I start getting this alcohol at 2, I'll be done by 3 and I can clock in. Then the
You
fraud
silly
thing
little
happened.
goose.
Then I had to go to the store and I spent another 30 minutes sitting waiting for all of this to happen, trying to figure out what I do. Then I go inside, figure it all out, come back to the house, and by this point, it's like well, I think it was 5, maybe 5:30, somewhere
Mhm.
in that range. And I'm looking at it going, I'm gonna be working till like midnight if I clock in now. Or I could just work tomorrow and take today as a free day. Try not to. I had 2 distinct moments where I just stopped what I was doing
Mhm.
and looked down at like, because I was ordered this on my laptop, right? And then again, it happened later when I was sitting waiting for my stuff to be brought out of the store into my hands. I was just like,
Mhm.
okay, just breathe. There is no need. There is no need to go off the deep end right now. Don't let the rage out. It's fine. It's fine. Twice. I did that once when I was dealing with the fraud, and I did it again
Mhm.
when I was sitting waiting for my stuff to come out of the store. It's like I should have just gone in. Why did I try and do this the easy way? Why is the easy way for these people so unbelievably difficult to do? I don't know what it is. I'm so used to it's so much easier to order it online and pick it up. It is so
Mhm.
much easier for a myriad of reasons. Time, you don't have to speak with people, so there's no people involved. It's just so easy. It's so easy. And for me to turn around and get maybe the worst online ordering experience of my entire life, I it was just, dude, I was so close to losing it twice. I almost had a full on freak out twice.
You should have done it. You should just let it out. Let the
I you
monster out.
okay? You know that we do not let the monster out.
Well, you're supposed to be a different person now, so you should just let it out.
There- There's a different. No, that's not how this works at all.
I'm being a very bad influence.
Yeah. I have seen people, they get some catharsis out of going out into the woods with a stick. yelling and beating the ground with it. That's apparently something that happens for stress relief that
I
people
feel
pay
attacked
buku
by that
bucks for.
statement that you just said.
Because have you done that?
I haven't thrown a stick on the ground or anything, but there was this. So it was, I think, last summer. Yeah, because I still work where I live. It was last summer, and I was stressed out, and I was pissed off, like pissed the f off. I don't remember why, but something happened at work, and it was just my last straw, and I could not be around anybody, and so we had this drywall, that
Oh,
was
not the
just
drywall.
we had some drywall that was just sitting in the shop, and we probably could have used that for repairs at some point. But I took this. How big was it? It was like 2 feet of drywall out behind the shop, and I just kind of went crazy with it against a tree. And it left a very big mess of just shreds of drywall on the ground. It was very loud, but I did not care. I needed to expel my frustration on something before I express it upon someone. Let's just say that.
Oh god.
Uh, and like I'm not usually a violent angry person, but something about that day, it just it just pushed me to a whole nother level that I'm not used to being at these days. As a kid, yeah, I was probably the person who would go out into the woods and just start hitting stuff. I mean, uh, I did it in general just as a kid with like my imagination and like, oh, here's my ninja sword or oh, here's my bow staff. But like, yeah, so like
You just
that day,
decapitate the person that's making you annoyed.
might as well. And at that point, I think I was already at my like already over the job anyways, and it was the most stressful time of year, which is we were doing turn, which is where we go and flip all the apartments,
Right. Yeah.
and things were just not going how they were supposed to.
You need
And
to find a
so,
better outlet than rage, my friend.
well, I like I said, I don't do that very often. Not like I used to. I used to have really bad anger issues as a kid. Like really bad to the point to where I couldn't really control my emotions or my anger. And so the one thing I knew how to do was to have outbursts. Specifically, like by throwing tantrums. And when I say kid, I mean like young, like 6, 7 kid,
Right.
not like
Right.
teenager. And so like it was usually whenever I was playing games with my brother and his friend, and I would just start throwing hands. And I'd be going for the jugular, and like I would be kicking, I'd be biting, like I'm trying to take these guys out. And they're only like a year, 2 years older than me. But then they would both have to pin me down until I calmed down because I was quite frankly trying to kill somebody.
Maybe you do need 1 day a week where you go out into the woods.
I haven't done that in such a long time. Thank you.
You
The
don't think you're
last
just burying it down? That's not healthy.
you shut your mouth. You're the last
Wow!
person to talk about that.
Wow! Oh, that was a close one there, Isaiah.
Yeah, it was. Listen, with my anger now, I've learned how to take care of it in a more positive way, in a more healthy way. I go for walks.
Well, that's good. Yeah, that's
Mostly because
okay.
whenever my anger kind of comes out, is I'm already overwhelmed everything, and I will either shut down, emotionally, or I will, kind of explode. So then I'll just go for a walk,
Is
and I'll
that
just
gonna be a
listen to my music.
problem now that it's summertime?
Um, it might be because I'm entering that season again at this new job, and
Oh, that's a good yeah, yeah.
I'm already at my wits end at this job. I'm trying to leave
I tell you
before
what,
we get to that point.
I didn't realize oh, yeah, probably a smart move. I didn't realize that those memes about, like, summer has come and now the image in my head is this stick figure lying in bed with a fan on him, dripping sweat, and there's mosquitoes in the room. I see that image all the time, at least once a year, every year of my life.
That's pretty much what happened this morning. That's why I have a headache.
But it's
Cause
like I've never experienced it. This like past week, I don't know where they're coming from. I
Mhm.
have killed probably 30 mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Where are they coming from? I don't understand. It suddenly turned warm, and now all the mosquitoes have hatched. I woke
Oh
up this
yeah.
morning and killed 3.
Dear God.
I killed one last night, and he couldn't even fly. I don't know where he ate, but I don't think it was me because I'm not itchy.
Hmm.
I don't have like a mark or anything. So he
I mean,
ate.
they also get animals too, so they could have got the
I
dogs.
I imagine, yeah, he probably ate dog or ate another one of my family members and then wandered into where I was, could not fly around because he was so fat. Landed, and then I went, "Oh, gross." Bow.
Yuck. Did the blood splatter
All
everywhere?
yes. Yes, it did.
Yuck.
Dude, I summer is the worst.
Oh, absolutely.
I
This
don't
heat is no
understand why
joke.
people I have family members that are like, "Ah, I love the sun. I love the warmth." I'm like, "I hate the sun. I hate the warmth. What's going on? What is wrong with
I
these
think
people?"
it's because what's it called? We are conditioned to love summer as kids because that's no school season.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
And people carry that on to adulthood. Also because it's warm. Well, in Texas, it's hot as balls.
Yes, it is. I don't think we've gotten up over 100 yet, but it's coming.
Oh yeah, and I'm not looking forward to it.
Oh,
My
yeah.
room, I I'm about to rant a little bit. So I had to break
Go
that real quick.
off. You got this.
I don't know why. My room is right next to the AC. Literally, we share the same wall.
The what?
Like if I walk out of my room and I turn right, our AC is right next to me.
Oh, the
It's right
AC.
there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
air conditioner. Yes. So why the hell is my room never cold?
Well, that's because so what the machine does, right, is it takes
Hmm.
air and it makes it cold and then it sends it away.
John, why are you talking to me as if I don't know how ACs work? That's literally my job.
Well, is your vent, you don't have a vent?
Yeah, no, I have a vent, and it works about, I don't know, 45% of the time. Because my room will be freezing
Okay.
sometimes. But most of the time, like this morning, which is why I have a headache, I woke up and it was like a goddamn sauna in here.
Ugh.
I opened the window and it didn't feel any different from the outside almost. It was barely hotter outside. That's how it felt
Jeez.
in my room. I turned on a fan to try to blow all the hot air out of the window because that's a strategy that you can use. And I came back 10 minutes later and it still felt exactly the fucking same. But as
Dude.
soon as I opened my door, it's like I walked into a freezer.
Do you like so under the door, right? Sometimes it'll have a little crack at the bottom.
Yeah.
Does your door have that crack?
Yes.
Huh. It's not blocked by anything?
No.
Hmm. Well, because I
I don't.
found out that like I have this um what do you even call it? It's like a pad and it slides under the door
Mhm.
and it like blocks light and it helps soundproof the room a little bit. But I also
Mhm.
found out that it blocks airflow because
Mm.
apparently that underneath section is really crucial for airflow. So the
Oh.
rooms that I've been in that have that, such as this one right now, are
Mhm.
they get really, really warm really fast because there's like no airflow. There's no air
Mm.
going out of the room. It's all coming in through the vent and it's going
Just
nowhere.
got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
But apparently that's not a problem you're having. So totally
I
unrelated, not helpful.
yeah, it's fine. I guess I'll make it work or whatever. But it's weird because it's. I think one of the biggest reasons is because we're in like direct line of the sun for most of the day.
Ooh, yeah,
So
that's
like, it's
annoying.
not just me that's having issues with heat. I know Jacob has problems with that because he has a window that's twice the size as mine, and like nothing blocking it.
Oh, okay.
And then
Dude.
one of my
Oh
other
gosh.
roommates, the one who took your spot, after Carl left, they've got two windows on opposite sides of the room, so the sun can hit them on both angles.
Oh,
Um, and then Chanel, she's probably the cool. Or she's not. She would be the coolest, but she gets the least amount of airflow. So
what,
like,
dude? This
we're just fucked.
that whole situation is just not ideal.
And it also probably doesn't help we're on the third floor.
Yeah. Maybe you guys should get like a dehumidifier or something. I know that
See,
helps
I want to get one of those because I
cool
feel like it would be
things.
really good.
Yeah. Especially where you guys are. Well, I mean, I guess all of Texas is pretty armpity.
No, absolutely. But usually it's mostly around like storm times. when it gets really humid.
Ooh, that's
Humid.
yeah, also true. We did just finish like 3 weeks worth of rain. That
Yeah.
happened.
Let me tell you, the last time it rained was the coolest it'd been in like 2 weeks.
Nice. Yeah, that's beautiful. Anything
But
else you
yeah.
want to rant about? Is that the only problem
Um,
going on with you? I think I talked for 45 minutes, so you can have maybe 15, maybe
what
5
else has
more.
been going on in my life? Not much, to be honest. Um, I go to work, I come home, and that's pretty much it. That's my whole life.
They say
This
they
I've
say
been
novelty is the enemy of of well, I
creative.
lost the phrase. Whatever.
Your booty ass.
Do
Um,
novelty things. I don't know, man.
I don't know what that means. I can write a novel, I
No, no,
guess.
no. Novelty.
Is that
You
uh-huh.
got to do new things.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
See, my greatest story of this entire episode was me ranting about the one time that I tried to order online.
That's what I was gonna say earlier. I had a fraud alert experience before.
Oh, really?
Uh, it's not as grand as yours was though. Because it only came in a text message. I didn't have to call anybody or anything. But so I went to where was I? Where is that at? I don't remember where I was. But I went to a vending machine. And I was like, dang, I'm so hungry, or like, oh, I'm so thirsty. Let me get something out of the vending machine. And I go, I swipe my card, and it's like declined. And I was like, declined? Ain't no way. I know I'm not that broke. And so I go and I check my phone, and it's like your card has been temporarily deactivated due to suspicious behavior, suspected of like fraudulent behavior. Some words are hard, and so I was like, "Uh-oh, that's not good. Do I have to order a new card? I'm gonna be without a card for like a week." And so,
Yeah.
I go, it sends me to my bank. I log in, and it's like we've suspected of fraudulent behavior. Um, just look at these last few purchases and tell us if this is you. Um, and so it showed me like the last few days. And over the last few days, it was all vending machine.
What?
It was all just vending machines like multiple times every single day for the same amount of money. And I was like, that's kind of embarrassing.
Do you
And
recognize this? Yes. You
yeah,
recognize
that
this
that
one?
was me.
Yeah, that was I. Yep. Cheesy puffs. What about this
Mhm.
one? Yeah, that was a Snickers bar.
And so like I was like, no, there's no way this is all just me. Am I just a fat ass? It was all just me. I am just a fat ass. And so I was like, oh yeah, I recognize all these purchases as my own. Cool, your card's been unfrozen. All right. Buys the same thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm assuming a lot of these were from the exact same vending machine that I would go to.
Mhm.
The one that was like down the hall in like the RTFP building.
Yeah, I
That
think
thing,
so.
I don't know who owned that thing
They
or
got
those.
so
There were
much
like
money.
4 of them maybe,
Oh,
but they
absolutely.
must have made a killing. The
Yeah.
amount of times that I had multiple like, just a day of classes in that building, it would be like, "All right, well, could go back and get lunch," but that would be like my entire break between classes would be taking the bus back home, making food,
Mhm.
and then eating it, like, on the way back. Or I could just go over to that vending machine and get, like, you know, a candy bar. That'll hold me through the
Yeah.
rest of this, and, then afterwards, I can get food. That
Let me tell you,
happened more times than I care to admit.
those vending machines saved my life in the morning because I would just get. That's where I got hooked on Monster. It's your fault to begin with,
It's
but
my
then I got
fault.
hooked on Yeah, yeah, your fault. You're the reason why I started drinking Monsters.
Is that because I was the first person to actually drink Monsters?
No, you were the second person who gave me a Monster. But the first time was back in high school, and that doesn't really count because I didn't get like dependent on them like I did in college. College was a week time, but I had morning classes, and you know me, I don't wake up in the morning.
Right.
And I hate to get up in the morning, especially when I have class at 8 fucking a.m. So I would go to the building. I would go to the RTFB. I said that already. I would get a Monster and a honey bun, and I would do
Ooh.
that every morning I had that class. So
Well,
wonder why I'm so
yeah.
fat.
Honey buns literally are the worst thing that, what's her face? she makes. What's her name? The maid.
Betty Crocker?
Betty? No, 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 no.
No, Little Debbie.
Yeah, Little Debbie. They're like the worst one that she makes in terms of everything.
No,
Taste
I agree.
and calories. They're like
You
300
know,
calories for that thing, and it does nothing.
there is one specific brand, I keep forgetting what it is, but it comes in a clear and orange wrapper. That is the best honey bun, and I will die on that hill.
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of college students get hooked on Monster because you kind of need it.
Yeah.
You either you can maybe scrape by with coffee, but you have to ingest a lot of it in order to get
Yeah.
by. Versus you can just like slam a Monster and you're off to the races.
Listen, it reached a point. Excuse me. It reached a point to where I learned the different. Like I was trying to figure out which flavor I like the most for Monster.
Yeah, yeah.
And I determined that it was the white can, the sugar-free white can, was my favorite one.
Correct. That is the best one.
That is
Apparently,
the
there are
correct answer.
stigmas. The amount of the Monster is so prevalent in the internet community and really just in the younger generations that there are like stigmas around what kind of Monster that you drink.
Are you serious?
From what I've seen, I don't know how true they are because I don't really know a lot of people that drink Monster. At least not as much as I used to when I was in college.
Mhm.
But I don't know. The white one is the best. That's all I have to say about it.
Yeah, I agree. The flavor is good. The texture is good. It's not overwhelming or anything.
And it's not
Yeah,
super high calorie like the ones that are like packed with sugar do.
that's true.
To be fair, they
Yeah.
all kind of have that they all have the zing, that's for sure.
But yeah, it looks like we're at time.
We are at time. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, well thanks for tuning in everybody. I got through all of my topics. I'm glad I got to
I did too.
we're gonna look at this recording and go,
It's just gonna
man,
be all purple.
there's a lot of purple in here. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next time on
See ya.
John Talks to Lamb.
Whoa.